We are live. What up, everybody? Second line celebration. Bang, 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 bang. Boo, boo, boo. Hey, everybody. I am here. I'm super excited. I see you guys in the chat. We are premiering new music. We have an album that just came out, Second Line, but also, too, we thought let's add some icing on the cake and premiere a new visual. But that's not the only surprise. If you do not know who this guy is on the side of me, this is my longtime collaborator. This is the person that has been behind some of my most, I think, some of my most incredible works visually. One of my favorite music videos that I've ever done is Titans James Dean. And this is Monty Marsh. So Monty, say hey to the people in the chat. We are celebrating Second Line, and we're talking about this new visual, Boomerang. We're excited to have you.
What's good? What's good? Hey, people in the chat.
We see
How y'all
y'all.
doing? Yeah, we see y'all. Thank you so much. This is amazing. First and foremost, Dawn, thank you for this opportunity. It's a big day, and congrats on the album. It's amazing.
Thank you. So let's get
Yes.
right into it, guys. So this is how it's going to run. We're going to talk about the visual we're going to premiere after this at 11 o'clock. So we're going to be chatting for about 30 minutes. And then right after we get off of this chat, we'll premiere the video. So you guys stay on the chat, because right after we finish talking, we're going to premiere the exclusive Boomerang visual. So Monty, let's get into it. Uh, First of all, before we talk about Boomerang, I wanted to talk about like how we first met, because I don't think a lot of you guys know the story, how long we've known each other, like almost 8 years now, artistically. And I met him doing Riot. Was it Riot? Was it Northern
Right.
Lights?
Both.
Right. So I met him doing that, and we were looking for a director. I was indie and I did not have any money, broke. And Drew from Golden Heart, for the producer, and Susan at the time, they were friends, and they said they had this guy that they know who could make this incredible visual for you for free. Lo and behold, Monty, you come in, and I tell him, I want to do something great, and he proceeds to give me one of the most in-depth visuals from swords to giants to me dancing on a hill, on trees, all with no money. So, I mean, again, how did you get into this game, and how did you get to this place where we would meet to create one of the most like specific vibes on a visual that I've ever had?
I originally started in the business in finance. Actually, I was doing film finance. This was right before September 11th. And then that happened, and the business kind of went away from me. But at that point, I'd already fallen in love with filmmaking and storytelling and visuals. And so I just kind of got in the game as a production assistant and worked my way all the way up. And by the time I had met you, I was just reaching a point where I was like, bet, I'm ready to go ahead and try to do this myself as a director. So I was making things, I wasn't at a level, but when I came across you, your art, your music, I was like, okay, this is an opportunity to go ahead and kind of show what I can do, experiment, and then collaborate with an artist such as yourself. So yeah, we came in there, and I mean, people don't know this, but like we created that with nothing, but there was a lot of stuff that went into that process. Like we got kicked out of the park where we were shooting in
We
on
did.
day one. We was about to get a ticket in the whole nine, like
Yeah.
police stopped. You know what I
Gorilla
mean?
hard. It was like my
Exactly.
first time meeting you, and we were like breaking rules left and right. But that's when I knew we were going to be a dope team, because we didn't care about the rules, right?
Right.
And it was dope because you was a black person, right? You were a black dude, black man as a director. And I felt like, because I was doing multiple genres and different vibes, I really thought it was important to have a black director tell my story, because I felt like I was telling black stories, even though it was in a new way, right? With messing with genres.
Yeah.
Cut to we do all of these projects, and as we progress, we grow together, right? So we went from almost getting kicked out to working in virtual reality 5 years before anybody really was. I mean, they thought we were idiots, right? They thought we were crazy because we wanted to do music videos. I mean, every music video we were trying to ante up, right? And if you guys don't know my story, being indie, we don't got budget. So when I was coming to Monty and his team, I was like, I got $5. What can you give me with $5? And he always come back with a 7-page treatment, like, and I'd be like, we're gonna figure it out. And every time I think it was really cool to trumpet. For you, I want to ask, what was one of your favorite visuals that we've done that really just transcended you uh, as a director, that you felt like, okay, we've arrived?
Boomerang.
Boomerang, this video, right? This video. Okay, so let's talk Boomerang. Let's talk Boomerang. So usually we're very detailed, right, with everything that we do, and I wanted to come at you differently. So originally with this project, I had been working with a black female director, Zabretta Johnson. I had wanted a black female director, so that was different for me because I had been so used to working with you, but I wanted to be purposeful with working with a black female director to just really push the female agenda, the more than female, because I hate the word female, but just black women in general, supporting them. But with this project, I felt like I was missing your artistry, tremendously. So I asked you to do Boomerang, and I wanted something classic. And the first reference I gave you was Michael Jackson, right? I was like, I'd never seen a female approach a simple visual that was in the same vein as Rock With You, Michael Jackson's Rock With You. And what did you feel when I came at you like that?
No, I mean, you could come to me with dirt and I would think it would be great because I know by the time we finish our process,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be something. You know, that process of discovery for me is what I enjoy because we get to collaborate and figure it out. But when you came to me with this, you know, I like the challenge of being able to strip it down and being able to just really focus on something vintage. But then when we got there, as you know, we kind of put our own pieces into it and our own
Yeah.
sauce. So at the end, it was still something that we can, you know, we can identify as our work visually.
Right.
Um, and I think, and I was kind of making a joke about Boomerang because, you know, I love Titans. I love dance because dance was a whole nother
I
thing that we
know.
should talk about.
There are like 9 scenes in that one.
Exactly, exactly. But this one for me, you know, to be able to just strip down and just really focus on the performance, there's not going to be all any bells and whistles, to me was amazing. And to be able to do that shows me personally that, like, you don't have to go balls to the wall all the time. Sometimes simplicity is best. And this is that moment.
Right.
Let the artist and let the music do all the heavy lifting, which you do all the time anyway. So I think I'm excited about this one.
I'm excited about this one too. Especially with the album coming out now. I'm thinking already about what's the next visual. And I want to ask you guys in the chat, like, what, after listening to this album and getting it, where do you see the new Monty Marsh Dawn collaboration for this album, the next visual? Because uh, after tasting Boomerang, I want so much more with the story of just the Monty Marsh lens, because I just always feel like we tell good stories together. Okay, so Pressure, Street Lights. Hold up, there's a whole bunch. Wait, oh, Selfish, Pressure. Pressure's got so many different transitions that I think that could be fun visually for you, Monty. Ooh, Nostalgia. Monty, what's your favorite on the album?
504.
That's because he's so thuggy. Ugh. You so North Carolina. Are you so ratchet? Mm. All right, 504. As it's funny, when I was speaking with Zane Lowe, that was his favorite favorite tune. It told me so much about him. Uh, okay, we saying Pressure, a lot of Pressure, a lot of Streetlights, Nostalgia, Pressure. I think Pressure is a favorite, which is surprising to me. Because I felt like I created it as a pop record, I really wanted it to move, to shift. I always think, when I think of Pressure, I think of a Transformer. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like Voltron, like the moment when you see Optimus Prime truly transitioning and truly like breaking into pieces. That was how I wanted the record to like move and maneuver. I think you could have fun with that visually. For $25 I could give you, and you could try to create uh
Voltron. Yeah,
Voltron.
yeah.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
right. Yeah.
Okay, there's more. Okay. Perfect Storm, Pressure. Okay, guys, these are good ones. These are good ones. I think for me, Monty, I want to break off into talking about, now that you have done music videos, because we've been on each other for 8 years. You have now transitioning with your own production company, Kindred Spirits. Um, are you gonna leave music videos behind? Am I gonna have to find a new, or are you using Kindred Spirits to go into feature films, to commercials, or where are you going now?
I feel like I never really got into music videos. I work with you because it's you. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really out here trying to go work with other artists. That's not really been my focus ever. But when you
Ooh,
call, I'm there because you know this is something bigger than me. It's the music and it's you. It's the artistry. It's the collaboration. That's where I get my inspiration from. But as a director that's working, it's for me. It's more about feature films, more about commercials. It's more about moving into the entertainment space.
mhm.
And by working with you and having very little resources, I've managed to create a creative syndicate of people who feel just like I do, like Trey Ferrano, our
Great
cinematographer.
trigonometry,
Yeah, Dana, our editor, like
Dana.
these people are super
Hmm.
talented, and who show up every time for the art. And
Hmm.
so now it's like if we're not doing something for Dawn Richard, then we're going to go over here and we're going to make commercials, we're going to make feature films. And so what I've done basically is taken all of these great people and created a production company. And so now we're going to start pushing out. We're developing 2 feature films. We've got a slate of TV projects. You know, I just signed my company and myself to another commercial production company.
Sweet.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So, you know, we're pushing, moving, just trying to take it to that next level now.
What's the name of the production company that you signed with?
Unicorns and Unicorns, which is basically 3 awesome ladies broke off from Caviar Entertainment, which is a huge entertainment company here. Started their own thing. I got with them, and now we're pushing in commercials, branding, content, all that stuff.
That's awesome. Like for me, like right, that when I see that, that's that Black boy joy, right? That's a celebration of seeing more Black creators coming into all different elements of the creative space is huge. And to know that we started from Riot, Northern Lights getting kicked out to here is huge. I think the same thing is for me with Second Line. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, like I think this is a pivotal time for us creatives, especially because we're having the dialogue to talk about what we want, right? And this is not just me. This is not just you. This is you guys in the chat room too, because you guys are creatives as well. I think
Yeah.
this time is powerful because Black people have been silenced. The queer community has been silenced for too long, and now there is a uproar happening for the LGBTQIA plus, for the Black man, for the Black woman, for people of color. I think there is a moment and a movement happening, and we're all riding that wave together. And I wanted to do that with Second Line. I feel like you're doing that with Kindred Spirits. Even you're working with Storm, right? Like you've been working with
Yeah.
another Black queen,
Yeah.
uh, doing incredible things. Storm Reed, shout out to Storm Reed, an incredible talent too as an actress. Uh, I think it's cool to watch the evolution of where we are as Black creatives during this time. And that's what I hope this album, I hope this visual Boomerang, I hope that these moments we cherish them together, you guys, and we take full advantage of the window. Because I don't know how long this window will be, right? People, honestly, they wasn't giving us these looks, like we had to take them. We've always been taking the moment, right? We don't never allow, Black people don't allow us to give. We take it, we're taking our moment, and we're choosing to make sure we curate it in the correct path. And it has been a cool opportunity to watch us all grow in that. Um, so again, now once we've got that part, I want to come and take it to the chat room and have you guys ask us questions, because we got about like 10 minutes with you guys to talk about like what you guys want to ask us, Monty, about Boomerang the premiere, about the album, and about like just overall questions you guys have always wanted to ask that you kind of didn't never ever get the chance to, because I know you guys have watched this relationship and watched this like this collaborative visual experience over 8 years. Let's see, because I know this is delayed. Okay. Are you planning to tour? Good question. Yes. I'm super excited to tour. I have some dates already up for fall. I just found out I'll be doing Jazz Fest in October. I'm doing a performance with Purity Ring. If anyone knows me, they know Purity Ring is like, I love them. I'm actually doing a performance with Oljan. It's called Ogen, Twilight. And I'm doing a performance with them in September. And then overseas, I think will be next year. So yes, I'll be touring. I have to bring Second Line to the stage. What can we expect next from me? Sleep, hopefully. Sleep, hopefully. Tour, and then I'm doing a really cool project with Adult Swim where I'm bringing. We picked 3 muralists from New Orleans, and we're highlighting them to paint one of the walls together, and we're paying like these local talents to create a message to support Black local illustrators in the city. And I'm really, really happy to be working with Adult Swim to do that. So that's coming up in June, as well as touring. So I've got some really cool things happening there. What else? When will you be back to Atlanta? When COVID is not there. Atlanta is crazy. Y'all out there wilding in Atlanta right now, and that COVID.
I
Y'all
have, I have, I have one that I'd like to ask you that I saw in here.
okay?
A lot of people have been affected by your music personally, and you've helped a lot of people through their own personal journeys through your music. Can you speak about that? Because it's here. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, you helped me through this. You helped me through that." Can you speak to the influence of the music and your artistry on your individual fans and people who
Yeah,
listen?
that's a great question. I never knew that I would be affecting people this way. I just knew what I was going through was rough. And then I would go to shows and I would have conversations with you guys. Y'all know I never did like paid meet and greets. I would stay after my shows and literally just talk to the people that had sat that whole time and listened to the concerts, and the stories that I would hear would move me, Monty. Like it would shatter me, but it would also inspire me. And I realized it was important that if I was making music, it had to be with intention, because it was the way I was being affected was the same as the way they were being affected. And I found my family when I was touring. I found my like-minded people through that. And through that, my choice to keep going became, when I made music, I made it for those people, right? I made it for you
Right,
guys, because their stories became my story. And I would realize I wasn't alone. I think the biggest thing for people who are others, the underdogs, those people who are like the misfits, the biggest the reward you can get is that you're not alone in your process, because a lot of times you could feel super lonely because you are different from who you're around, or you have different ideas, or you look different, or you don't feel like you fit in one certain thing. And I think through my music I found my tribe. And I think they actually helped me. Their stories helped me make the music that I make, and I will never ever be ever ever take that for granted. Like, I will never take what the love of my I don't even call them fan bases. It's a movement. I always said that, and I'll stand by it. I don't have fans. I have other creatives who just happen to be like-minded people who we just support each other.
love it.
Good question though. Yeah. Okay, let's do some other ones. We got a little bit left. We are a tribe. Will there be vinyls available at Urban Outfitters? Yes. Here's the thing about vinyls, guys. We've got vinyls in Urban Outfitters. We've got vinyls in Vinyl Me Please. We've got vinyls at Record Store Day. We've got vinyls in Euclid in New Orleans, Euclid Record Store. We've got them all over. So go to mergerecords.com and they'll show you all the cool places you can get the vinyl. I just also found out that I'm in Target. I don't know. That's big for me because the kid. I love Target, but that's just a lot. It's real high class.
Whoa, you mean Target? I don't know Target. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah. I'm in
okay, yeah,
Target, so
yeah.
like that was huge for me because I haven't been in Target since Danity Kane or Dirty Money. Dirty Money was in Target, I think, but I've never been in Target as a solo artist. So shout out to Target for the
I know.
love. um. Okay. Next up, what's up? Give us questions. Somebody said Target too.
I have a question. I have another question.
Yes.
Let's talk about King Creole.
Yeah. Okay, what is King Creole? Who is she? So King Creole is me, right? And then when we were creating the album, shout outs to Cole, who's the illustrator who helped me bring her to life on the cover, a local artist from New Orleans. I wanted to create an android and a human that is the same example as the industry, right? So the industry, my music career was born in a machine, in an algorithm. I was born as a product. When we got in the line and we made the band, we were given managers, we were given a label. We didn't have the choice, right? When we made the band, we were given the package. I thought it'd be really cool to have a parallel to that and explain it visually. So instead of saying the machine is the industry, I made it an actual armor, the actual robot itself. So the first half of the album of King Creole is the processed, the algorithm, the machine, the BPMs. It's all toward the idea of this perfect formula, and it pays homage to the Android side of things. The second half of the album is the human side, and that's the side that's the vulnerable side. That's my indie side, the DIY side, the side that I had to go off of instinct. I didn't have algorithms. I didn't have machines. It was all by itself. Um, from that, King Creole was formed, and at the root of it, the derivative of it is New Orleans, the heritage, and so the feather on King Creole represents that aspect of New Orleans. So altogether, what you guys see in who King Creole is, it's not just me, but it's anybody who has had the same story where they've come up unconventionally, and they've had to battle that duality of doing what the algorithm says, right? Because I'm not mad at the machine. It was what got me here, right? But I also know both sides of it. And how do you create that sonically? How do you create that visually? Instead of doing the cliche thing, I thought it would be really cool to tell the story of my journey from machine to DIY through King Creole herself.
Does she live on after this era?
She lives on. She lives on. Hopefully, she lives on in the series that you will direct, that we will get together with Kindred Spirits production company and we can figure.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, did
a
we
job is
record that?
happening. A job is
Did
happening
we?
right now.
Oh,
A job is
okay,
happening right now. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And if you guys notice, the transitions within this album speaks to that. The transitions are also an example of the melding of armor and skin, right? Because King Creole has both armor and skin. So when you think about those two bleeding together, how it would look, how it would feel to watch those things meld together, the transitions in the album are the Sonic version of that, right? So every time the record moves, it's purposely shifting and showing you how skin and armor mix, how machine and human mix together, and it gets really fun. I was trying to get creative as to how to show people that through sound, like you know what I mean, like let them hear that. But I would love King Creole to have her own series. I've got a lot more animations coming out. I've been working with incredible Black animators. So that'll be a really fun experience to try to hopefully have some, King Creole live on long before this, because I don't think we have enough Black representation in animation, from writers to actual visuals, like seeing Black girls. Like when you think about anime, there's only like 4 or 5 series that have like a Black representation, and even the features still feel more of a Japanese influence than it does feel of an African, like of a Black indigenous feel. So I'd love to work further with King Creole as a series. All right, we're almost, y'all. We are getting close. Premiere, the exclusive is almost here.
Exclusive, exclusive.
It's exclusive. It's almost here. So since we're getting closer, I'll start leaning more back to how we started, right? With why Boomerang and why did I choose this record?
Hold up. MT the Queen. These ludes need to be longer.
Oh,
Preach.
I don't
Oh,
need
reach.
you to do me. I don't need you to come for me, and I don't need you because you're doing it too. I can feel your energy through here, and you. I don't. Yes, you did
I'm
say
just
that.
reading.
I know,
It's
but I feel like you're giving your same energy that you.
oh,
I feel like you
sorry.
said that too. If you know me, you know the interludes are a thing for me. That's the point. To me, I like to make the interludes better than songs. I've always done that. Even when I was in Danity Kane as a writer, that was something that I've always loved doing. From Secret Police to Flashback, like all these, like to now, I've always had an affinity for the interlude. That's kind of like my thing. I love it. I love to hear people say you are horrible for what you just did for making this 22 seconds.
Bro, when I first heard 504, I wasn't up in this we can't curse. I was up in here like, oh, so it's over?
You was hurt.
It's
You was hurt.
okay.
You was
But
hurt.
then we was in the next song. It was cool, but it
You was
wasn't. And
hurt.
I was like, oh, okay.
You was hurt. You were hurt. But I feel the same way about Titans. I feel like Titans was like that
Yeah,
too, where it was just
yeah.
like I loved it so much I made a visual for it because I thought it was just so dope. That's just kind of how I've always wanted to rock, and I'm gonna do that forever. That's just that's the fun part. It's almost like it's eggs, video game eggs. I always love the idea of planting And even if people have the vinyls or the albums, if you play the song, there's a secret egg in the album. If you Once the song album ends, there's a minute of silence, and there's a gem right at the end of it. And with my vocoder that I sing, that's specifically for the hearts. It's for people who want to play the video game a little longer. They get a little bit of a cool acapella at the end of the album. So I don't even know if everybody knows that that's there, but that is sitting there. Um, Before we go, we have 5 minutes. I'll give my favorite. I'll ask you, what's your favorite three off the album?
Street Lights,
Mm.
504. Damn. What kind of question is that? Pressure with, because at first I was like,
You weren't
pressure,
feeling pressure at first. You weren't feeling pressure
pressure,
at
I'm like,
first.
pressure.
Okay, my three, and I stand by this, it will never change. Le Petit Mort, right into Radio Free, right into the Potter. That sequencing there is powerful. I feel like that's my best work as a sequencer. It moves me. And saying that, shout out to Ela Orbis. Ela, I love you as a producer. You have been a joy to work with, and I think what we created is my best work. So I love you, Ela. um Before we premiere this visual, though, the reason why we wanted to go with Boomerang this time is I think it's important that we acknowledge that Black culture was the starting point for dance music. Because I think when you look at playlists, we have now voided out Black culture. And when you think of it now, you think of only white males as the gatekeepers of electronic music, because that's what's been shown to us. When truly, Black culture has been the root of it. And I wanted to celebrate disco, the Crystal Waters, the Donna Summers, the incredible Larry Hertz, all these Detroit, Chicago, DC, bounce, because I consider bounce music dance music from New Orleans. Shout out to Katie Red, Messy Maya, Frida, like Weeby. Like there's a level of like respect that I've always wanted to show. And so with Boomerang, it was imperative for me to move to the disco era, and I wanted to create a song that had the energy that felt like we was in Soul Train rocking, like the splits and everything, Jerry curl juice flying, like just full on bodysuit. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's what I wanted. I wanted that thing, that funky thing. And I think, Monty, you pulled this off beautifully. I think you've pulled this off beautifully. And why we went simple for this visual, before you guys see it, the reason we went this simple is I think Michael Jackson's Rock With You is one of the most iconic visuals. And it is the most simple, it's the simplest thing, where everything is shot beautifully, but also it shows the power of a Black person sitting in their light, rocking, right? Them shoulders just moving. It was stunning. Michael was stunning in that moment, and I wanted to, as a woman, as a Black woman, do my version of it, because you can never do what Michael does. You can never emulate him. We don't want to copy him. He has done it already. But
Yeah.
just to pay homage to everything that was saucy about him, is why we chose this record. So 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I feel like 30 minutes wasn't long enough.
It,
It
it
wasn't
wasn't
long
right. It wasn't right.
enough.
You guys give love to Monty, because if you don't know this man, follow him at Monty Marsh, MOTYMARSH, or on Twitter, M2 Directs. It isn't like you are. I always say this. It is an honor to see the world through your lens. I see Oscars in your future. I see the way you move visually is just so damn, excuse my language, so great. It's just so incredible. And I think the world hasn't even tapped the surface of what you are creatively. So it is always an honor to work with you. Everybody give it up for
Likewise.
Monty Marsh.
Likewise. I
We
appreciate you and the hearts. Thank you all. Let's go, team.
We end YouTube music. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
Merge.
YouTube
We
music,
love you
merge.
guys. Yes. We are getting there. We're 1 minute away. 1 minute
Boo,
away
boo,
from the
boo,
premiere.
boo.
Boo, 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 boo. Get your wine, your mimosas, your alcohol, everything. We are about to press play. World premiere exclusive. This is Boomerang from my album that is out now. Y'all go promote it. Grassroots, word of mouth. Tell everybody that they need to be listening to this. Support Black artists in genres, different genres. Shout out to the electronic space, the dance space. I love you guys. Let's go. I'm about to do it. We about to press play.